Yo, SojuTalk Nation! On this week's episode, we'll be covering Fuego releases from Cignature, MCND, Winner, and Apink. We'll also be cooking up some spicy news coverage, including Wonho signs with Highline Entertainment, huge tart manipulation allegations, and continued COVID-19 coronavirus and K-pop coverage. So prepare your body, get your comeback delayed again, because maybe we all stuck in life's basement. Hit me with that intro. Hey, what's up everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 82, and we're recording on Monday, April 13th, 2020. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Sub to the SojuTalk YouTube channel, join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the SojuTalk Nation. Announcements. There is one announcement this week, but it is a big one, so let me just get into it. K-pop tier list survey. Okay.
Oh boy.
Last year, the three idiots over here, us, we made a girl group tier list video that was sort of a hot mess due to our lack of overall prep work. We ate a lot of, lack of a better term, shit for that video. This year, though, we gotta learn from our mistakes, but we need the help of the SojuTalk Nation. So down below in the YouTube video description, so go to the YouTube video if you're listening to audio, you can find the survey to give your opinions on where you think girl groups stack up in the world of K-pop for 2020. In terms of what we are looking for, we want to know where you think girl groups fit in the industry in terms of sales, popularity, brand, awards, and reputation, or any combination of factors. Try to be as objective as possible, and please do not just tier groups based on your own personal favorites or who you think is most talented / underrated. For example, if Warren gave Rocket Punch an S+, it would be a big oof. Just pointing that out there. So the data from the survey will be used for a future SojuTalk video, and we promise to do a boy group tier list soon as well. So we making that promise. If you are confused or have any questions, please contact us. And lastly, we could not include every single girl group under the sun into the survey, so we apologize if any girl group that you like was not included. Okay. Cool. All right, so now we are at part 1 of SojuTalk episode 82, where we discuss brand new releases, take a quick rewind, and hit you with the music show winners. Let's get it. So in terms of big new releases this week, we are covering 4 of them. So the first one on April 7th, Tuesday, we had Cignature with ASSA. On April 9th, Thursday, we had MCND with Spring, and we had Winner with Remember. And then today on April 13th, Monday, we had Apink with Dumhdurum. Weird name. All right, but let's start at the top on April 7th, Cignature with ASSA. So they are from C9 Entertainment. They debuted this year in 2020. Their last song, also a crazy name, was Noon Noon Nan Na, and they have 0 music show wins so far. I heard Warren had some good things to say about the song, so he will go first this week.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I don't love the song. Let's begin there. I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
I do like it. No, I like the song. Never heard of Cignature. Never heard of. I didn't go back and listen to Noon Noon Nan Na. I'm sure it's a fine song. But in general, I liked it. It had generally a good vibe. They were clearly going for that, concept where like, oh, we're badass. We like to have fun. I think they pulled it off really well. I was never taken out of that experience of watching them be like they're badass. Like I'm watching them and be like, that looks like it's badass. I'm not taken out of that experience at any moment. I'm looking at the video and I'm going, badass. Pretty straightforward here.
Are you trying to break the record for how many times you could say badass in like a 5-second portion?
What's wrong with me saying badass? There's nothing wrong with that.
It's the way you say it, but continue.
Look, I really like the bass line. I really like the bass line.
Okay.
In the beginning there's a guitar, and then there's like later on there's a similar one with the synth bass. It's like a bit of an analog square wave bass, and that's pretty cool. I like that. I dig that. It's not often you see bass music making its way into mainstream K-pop. It's kind of doing that here. Obviously it's not like EDM bass music, but it's by bass music I'm saying the melody is led by the bass. That's not something we see often. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty good way of bridging the minor aspect of this bass thing, and then like this mainstream aspect of K-pop, and I think it bridged that really well. There are a couple parts that I don't like about it. There's a point. The whole chorus is built around ASSA. Which here's the thing. ASSA means two things. ASSA means yeah, ASSA, like, that's a good
ASSA?
thing. And then recently, the past couple of years, it's become the shorthand for a word called outsider. Outsider, outsider, ASSA. And
Really? Okay, I did not know that.
yeah, it's like a slang internet meme, slang term for like people who are like, so insiders would be like
Right.
people who are like the cool kids, like they know everybody. The ASSA are like, you're eating lunch alone in the cafeteria, that kind of thing. And that being said, whatever that means aside, first of all, I feel like it doesn't really fit in well with the theme. Not simple. If they had played out some sort of conceptual explanation within the song or the music video, where it's like, oh, I'm an outsider, but I don't care, I'm still a badass. If it's something like that, I would have digged that. And I think that's kind of what they went with, but it wasn't just clear to me, like it just felt like they were slapping on an internet meme because it's an internet meme, and internet memes, oh, so relatable. Am I right, guys? LOL, OMG. Okay, so that's kind of what it felt like. It was not the best experience in that manner. But that being said, besides that, everything to me felt pretty solid. There's not a point where I was like, this is not badass. So I mean, to me, that this is a pretty solid song. I would give it a really good rating if I had to.
Really? Okay, I'll go then.
Man,
Clearly, based on my reactions, I am not the biggest fan of this song, right?
Right.
clearly.
For me, I really preferred the music video to the actual song.
Okay.
that's just
Okay,
me.
so you still like the music video?
I thought the music video was fine.
Okay.
I do think that they're not the best in front of the camera yet. Some of the lines to the sound didn't match up perfectly, and that's a pet
agree
peeve
with
of mine, but that's fair. I really like the pre-build to the chorus, the pre-chorus build, whatever you want to
Yes.
call that. I thought that was the
Yep.
strongest part of the entire song. For me, once we hit that chorus, I was like, "Ooh, we doing this instead?" Like, you know what?
Yeah.
How do I describe it? I called it like a flex chorus, where I'm just gonna look in the camera, do a simple move, and be like, "I'm cool," right? That's the type of chorus this is, objectively.
Yeah.
There's another part in the chorus where they go da 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 goo. I can't handle that part. I don't want to cringe when it happens, but I cringed both 2 or 3. I don't know if it's twice or 2-3 times. I cringed whenever it came up. Just throwing that out there. Maybe my opinions is based on the fact that they're from C9 and there's another rookie-ish guy group, CIX there.
Right.
And I think everything CIX has released up until this point has been really good. So maybe I'm holding them to a little bit higher expectations. To be honest, I prefer the last song, even though it's way harder to say. The Nun Nun Nan Nan song, I like that better than this one. Straight up.
Okay.
And I've known a lot of the Cignature members since they were on the unit as Good Day back back in the day. Because I remember G1 got 11th, so she was close to making the final lineup. For me overall, I just thought it was like, I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of this song because of the chorus specifically. That was like the part that really turned me off on the song. But Anita, what did you think of Signature's ASSA?
I think I'm a mixture of both your opinions because overall I had conflicting feelings for this song. And that's why I think out of all the songs we're covering this week, this is the one I've listened to the most, trying to figure out how I feel about it. So from the beginning, for me, I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't really like the verses, both of the verses, because they have the same progression. But when the pre-chorus hit, it got me back in. I was really into it, and I got excited because it had like a build up with the guitar, bass. So I was really looking forward to the chorus, but the chorus lost me again. It has like a weird. It's not really a drop, but it slows down for sure.
It's a techno whistle, Anita, essentially.
Techno whistle.
Dong, 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 dong. You know that thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like it was a bit misplaced, the way that it built up in the pre-chorus. And like you mentioned, it's a lot of just posing, kind of like as far as choreography. Like there's not much going on in the chorus as well. So I don't know, that part lost me in the verses, but I really, really like the pre-chorus, and then the bridge and the
Yes.
breakdown they have.
Yep.
Like that was really impressive to me, and that kind of saved the song. But like the overall feeling I had was I like parts of the song a lot, and to be honest, I kind of wished someone who has more skills than I do, if they had the chance to rearrange it or like switch some parts around, like add some things, I feel like it could be really, really good. Because I think there's parts that are very nice,
There
and
was
I
just parts that
almost,
felt a little messy to me. I don't know.
yeah, a little disjointed.
What would your ideal organization of the song be?
Oh
I
god.
just feel like that chorus should go up. It should not go down. It should not slow down, in my opinion. And I
So
feel like, yeah,
keep going, keep going.
I feel like the whatever sound melody that was going on in the pre-chorus, they should have kept that going, I think.
Mm.
I don't know. I just feel like there was a lot of potential in there. Like there were a lot of parts that I really, really liked, but it just felt like the continuation of the song as a whole was not exactly all the way there. Like I mentioned, it might have been in part like arrangement of sections, or maybe
It was just like the choices they made, I thought.
yeah, it was interesting. I think I ended up looking up like how many people worked on this, because I feel like maybe it was like a mixture of ideas and 3 people worked on it. So I don't know, maybe
Not that many.
yeah. Yeah, it's not too much, but I feel like it did feel a little disjointed. Like I wish I liked some parts more than others, but like I said, I love the pre-chorus, the bridge, the breakdown. I also really like the vibes they have with the suits, because they have like
I
black
like the
and
suits.
white suits.
I like the
Yeah,
suits.
I
That's
thought that
pretty
was
cool.
really cool. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of parts that I like, but as a whole, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that I this was my favorite.
I mean,
What if-
oh, keep going on.
What if, so since you don't like the chorus, what if it had the pre-chorus and it had like a major scale energetic chorus like ITZY did for Dala Dala?
I'd be way more happy with that, to be honest.
Maybe that would make more sense. I mean, yeah, yeah. Actually, I feel like that would make a lot more sense. Something that goes up for some
Maybe
reason.
we're too
Like,
basic. Maybe we're not smart enough, Anita. Like,
maybe like I feel like someone could possibly find like, oh, this doesn't sound good because this and this and this and this, and really point it out. But it just felt a little odd. Like some of the progression felt like something else would have suited the song better as a whole. But I don't know. I still feel confused about it, a little mixed feelings, but I keep listening to it because I really like the parts that I did like.
Interesting.
you got something to say before I move on, Warren?
Well, I don't know. I like the chorus. I don't know.
Okay.
Really?
I'm
Let
sorry.
us know what
Oh,
you think
no.
about this chorus in the comments, because obviously we are very divided on that. But let's now move on to the second song. Another rookie group, we have MCND with Spring. They are from TOP Media, which also houses Uptension, just to let y'all know. They debuted earlier this year in 2020. Literally like a month ago, like a month and 2 weeks ago, they debuted, and they're already coming back with their second song. The last song was Ice Age, 0 music show win so far. I'll start with this one. I am a big fan of MCND. Like even though we're 6 weeks in, there's just something
Nice.
about this group.
Quick.
So I'm gonna first talk about Ice Age because we did not review it. Ice Age is a song that I listen to way more than I'm willing to admit, but I just admitted it, so whatever.
Too late now.
You know what I mean? And as I said, Ice Age dropped in late February, so I was a little skeptical of them having another release so soon, because I'm like, are we just gonna get like a B-side music video or something? That being said, I really like Spring. For me, it's a song that is so appropriate for them as rookies, and as a group, for me, they just scream potential. And it's refreshing to see a group that isn't just trying to do the dark concept meta right now.
Yeah.
Like maybe if no one was doing dark concepts, I wouldn't like this as much, but because it stands out so much from what the base is right now, I'm really into this. So if you watch Ice Age and you watch this song, MCND is a group that is super heavily focusing on choreography, which I really like. And in all of their music videos, they do a lot of sequences where maybe 2 members or 3 members do choreography together.
Yeah.
And they show off the specific groupings. I really like that. That's not a lot of people are doing that. There's one member named Bick, I think his name is. He's the one that stands out to me the most in Ice Age. He was the one with the, I want to say, some kind of braids going on in Ice Age. I don't know specifically which one. I think he's really talented. You know, I don't think TOP Media has like the absolute best image across K-pop. Like, I don't think that we would consider like TOP a company that's making like superstars, right?
No.
I see so much potential here, and I think MCND has a lot of very, very NTXT vibes going on right now.
Oh, interesting.
But overall, is it the best song ever? No, but do I think it's really good for my expectations and for a rookie group? I think it is. So those are my opinions on MCND Spring. What about you, Warren?
Okay, well, I mean, it felt very boy-like.
Yeah.
Let's begin there. It felt very boyish. You know, it's like 5 young boys, energy. You know, we're out here. It's spring. We're about to have fun. You know, minus the whole quarantine situation. We're having fun in our little bedrooms. You know, jumping up and down. And that really comes through. You know, the hip hop kind of sound. You know, there's like a pluck bass loop that kind of goes on in the background the entire song, and it's very energetic. And it's a very hip hop heavy song with a very, you know, a Korean kind of pop twist to hip hop. And here's the thing, it relies on its rappers. It does. To carry the verses, and the parts that are not the chorus and the bridges. And it kind of have to with a hip hop song like this. That being said, were they great at it? I wouldn't say they were great at it.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Some of the delivery is not like the best I've ever seen in my life.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's horrible. You know, they've been around for like max 2-3 months at the moment.
No,
like,
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
they apparently debuted in January. You sure?
January? All right, keep going.
They had a single in January, so I don't know what you're talking about. But
Still early on.
yeah, they're still rookies. You know, I'm not gonna compare them to Eminem or anything here. You know, whatever. It's fine.
Sir, they made their debut on February 27th. They had a digital single before they debuted though in January, which is what you're seeing. Continue.
So we agree.
Their official debut is February 27th, sir.
Okay, whatever. Okay.
Keep going.
So it relies on its rappers, and the rappers aren't the most talented, I want to say. So it kind of takes me a little there. One of the kids, I don't know their names yet. One of the guys has purple hair. Raps with very high amounts of energy.
I think his name is Castle J.
His name is Castle J.
I think so, yeah.
He's a little screamy. He's a little screamy with his rap.
Yeah. He's
right?
a little too screamy. You know,
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. But you know what? It's okay. He's still learning. I'm sure it'll improve over time. But you know, besides that, it was pretty. It had good amounts of energy. There wasn't a lot of dynamicism. You know, I thought they would get a little more energetic, a little earlier in the song rather than waiting to the very, very, very last moment where they started chanting together. But that's fine. Things worked out. It was a nice song. It had good production. It played. Obviously, it was a little safer rather than more adventurous. But you know, again, they've been around for like max 2-3 months now, so I'm not expecting them to be.
They dance really well, though.
What?
They dance really well.
Yeah.
Like surprisingly well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know about that. Anita would. Do you want to comment on that, Anita?
Yeah, I need a comment on that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was gonna say what Doug mentioned about like the 2-3 grouping they do in their choreo. I really like that. I think that's really interesting. And they did that too in Ice Age.
Yep.
And I thought that was really nice too.
Interesting.
So I like that they're keeping that. Maybe that's gonna be like a signature
no one
choreo
else
thing.
is like doing that. They do that like literally to make you notice. It's not just they're doing it. It's like it seems like it's one of their things. Is to do.
See, for me, I really didn't like it, and I
Really?
thought it was just me being weird, but I don't know. It's like because in the beginning there were 5 kids, and then a couple moments later there's only 2, and I didn't know this group, so I was like, is it a duo with 3 back dancers?
I just see it as an extension of, you know how in K-pop songs one person goes at a time. I'm okay with there being 2 people at a time. Like that's how I see it.
I guess you know, it's fine. It was a little confusing. I was like, why are suddenly there's only 2 people in this big empty room? Like where did
But
they
Anita, keep going with your opinions on Spring.
Well, I wasn't gonna touch on the choreo yet, but from the beginning, when I listened to the song, I really liked the sound. I think it's definitely more fun, more chill, the touch of hip hop in there. It's really nice. I think it's definitely a little bit more toned down than their debut, Ice Age,
Yep.
because that was a little bit more intense. I would say, like
That's a
in the
very
chorus.
aggressive song.
Yeah, it's quite
song.
aggressive, but I also feel like something about the sound gave me a very 17 vibe.
Yeah,
Um,
I was searching for
mm,
comps. I was like, are they are they TXT? Is it 17? Is it NCT Dream? It was something combined of all that, I thought.
yeah, yeah, and I honestly, it's very vague. Like I wouldn't say like it reminds me of a specific song, but it's
Mm-hmm.
something that I feel like 17 could have done recently or in the past. And I think the only part where I kind of felt like, oh, this is very much reminding me of a specific song. It was in the chorus, when they do like a yeah yeah part, and it
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of "Good to Me," which was like a B-side that 17 promoted.
I wouldn't
Um,
know. It's a B-side. But
yeah, yeah, but I don't know, it's very like very very loosely similar. Like not you wouldn't. I don't think a lot of people would say or agree with
mm-hmm.
that, but it's just a feeling. Like it feels very youthful, very peppy, like not necessarily intense or dark like you mentioned, like a lot of groups are doing at the moment. Um, so I feel like when I listen to the song, I really enjoy it. I think I generally like the melody more than Ice Age, but I do feel like once I'm done hearing it, I have a hard time remembering a lot of the chorus or like a lot of the progression of the song.
I agree with you on
Um,
that. Yeah.
so I feel like while I do like it, I feel like Ice Age was very memorable. Like a lot of it felt very catchy and
Da-da-da, Ice Age.
yeah, yeah, like
Da-da-da,
the
Ice
chorus and
Age.
it was very catchy to me. So I don't know. I think this is a very good follow up for sure. I definitely feel the momentum.
They're
Um,
good. They're
yeah,
good.
they're very good. And I also wanted to point out because I didn't connect the dots when I first saw their debut, but two of their members were featured in a show a while ago, a couple years
Oh,
ago. It's the vocalist. I think it's Minjae and Huijun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but
that's doing it right.
both of them were there as a duo, and they did a cover of Boa's Number One, like a
Okay.
remix.
Huh.
And back when I saw that clip, I felt like they were super good, and they were really young. So I feel like seeing them here is like, oh, this is really interesting, and I don't know, I'm excited for them because I feel like they have good vocalists. I know that as far as rapping is not necessarily like the best, like outstanding, but they're really good as dancers. And I feel like the fact that they have a smaller number of members in
I think that's
comparison,
such a benefit these days
yeah,
com-
it makes
with
them
a lot of
stand
groups.
out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, I like them. I think this is pretty good. Not necessarily better than Ice Age, but it's still like up there for me.
Okay, cool. You know, the thing is like they're surprising about how good they are, which I think is a great. You
Mm.
don't ever want to like. My expectations were fairly low when I first. I'm like MCND. What kind of name is that? That was my first when I first heard Ice Age.
Mm.
But then I'm like, all right, Ice Age. That's kind of a cringy name, right? Because of the movies. But then they did
Yes.
the song. I'm like, this ain't that bad. But
Interesting.
yeah, they're definitely outperforming my initial expectations of them. But a lot of potential there.
I was
Let's
kind
move
of
on to
one more
go on.
thing. Kind of a side story. I was kind of salty when I first saw this music video.
Mhm.
Why
I was kind of angry.
angry?
They were
Okay.
they were
What?
wearing shoes called Run Star Hikes.
Do you like them?
From Converse.
Mhm.
There was a restock at the end of last week.
Did you
Oh.
missed out on the cop? I'm assuming
I
you took a
missed
big
out.
L. Oh, that's another thing. So I watched all these videos with my sister. My sister was like, they are really focusing in on the shoes. So
Ooh.
The shoes that they were wearing, Converse Run Star Hikes, they
mhm.
are one of the most popular shoes out right now. I would say in
Mm.
the entire industry. They make you look 7 centimeters taller than you actually are, like 2 inches.
What?
What?
Um,
We gotta get some of those, man.
That's why I'm trying to cut.
Yeah.
And the resales are like $170, $80.
Ooh, for
What?
Converse?
Never mind.
But the normal price is like $8,500.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll wait then.
8,500?
No, 85 to 100.
Oh.
85 to 1.
Yeah,
Alright, we
it's-
can wait till
wow.
Christmas. It'll go down by then.
See, I want it now though.
All right, well, I'm going to cut you off, and we are now going to move on to the veteran portion of our comebacks. So the first one is Winners Remember. So they are from YG. They debuted back in 2013. Their last 3 songs were Hold, So So, Oh Yeah, with 23 music show wins so far. I'll start with this one. I know we said 2 weeks ago that we didn't want a slow winner song, right?
Yeah.
But given the context of their situation, I'm kind of glad they did it.
Understandable. Yeah.
Understandable.
Remember for me is just an amazing time capsule and kind of the bookend for the first chapter of Winner's story, as Jinu and Sunghoon are heading to the military, if not already gone to the military. I know Jinu's already there and Sunghoon's going soon. The lyrics are about like a breakup, that kind of thing, and not turning back. But I think this is clearly more of like a So Long For Now song for Inner Circle, which is their fan group. I think that's how it should be interpreted because of the visuals of what's going on in the music video. I know, and they say certain things like, I'm being the bad guy, which they feel bad that they have to leave for a while and can't promote as winner.
That's kind of cute.
That kind of thing. This song hit me right in the feels. Like, I am not a big Winner fan. I like Song, casual Winner fan. I think they have good music, but like, I am not into Winner by any stretch of the imagination. It got me a little bit emotional, like when I listened to IOI's Downpour. It felt like a goodbye song.
Yeah.
And I hate goodbye songs. I don't think I could really give a straight review of the song as I said, I'm just a casual Winner fan, and this isn't targeted towards me, clearly, this song, right?
Right.
I think this is more like a fan servicey, like, for the fans type of song. That being said, I do wish Winner all the best of luck in the military and with the future endeavors of some of the other members who will be sticking around for a little bit. I hope that they can come back safe from the military and be back better than ever, because guy groups often have a second run after the military. So that's my quick takes on this song. What about you, Anita? What did you think of Remember?
I think generally for me, I really like music videos or songs that focus more on like behind the scenes, like concert footage, that kind of stuff. It's very nostalgic, especially for fans. So I think it's definitely more of a gift directed at the fans and meant to be appreciated by them. So I don't know, it's very sentimental.
Yes.
I also felt like the sound of it, even though it was slow, it reminded me more of the concept of, I don't know if it's concept, but like the feel that Winner had as they were starting off. Because they were, from the beginning, they weren't focusing on choreo and like very poppy, typical songs that you would see in K-pop. So I feel like it's very much going back to that phase they had in the beginning. And I don't know, I think for me, I did not keep up with Winner after they did the survival show, the Who Is Next. But I definitely felt that it was well deserved, the win that they had, and they were very much the underdogs in the show, and the fact that they weren't necessarily encompassing that image, right? Like the choreography, like very hard, strong, I guess, concept that Icon had, on the other hand. So I don't know, it felt kind of nostalgic for me too. Like, even if I wasn't necessarily there for the whole journey for them, I feel like they've come a long way. So it was really nice. It was nice to see. I also feel like it's not necessarily retro, right? Because the Hold was that retro sound, and I was hoping for that for this. But I think it's very appropriate. Like we mentioned, it's the enlistment, just saying more of a thank you and like we'll be back. I don't know, it's very nice. I think overall this is one of those songs where if you're a fan, you'll really appreciate it and you'll feel like it's very appropriate for the time. But even if you're not, you can still feel like, oh, this is more of a message to those people as well.
Yeah, it's like one of those songs where like everyone in the room listens and like the song ends and everyone's like, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of agree with that, but I'm not really a big Winner fan. That's the
Mm.
thing.
Mm.
So I wasn't like super teary at the end. You
I mean,
know,
I wasn't
Okay.
crying, but I was like, oh, I feel sad for everyone.
Yeah.
I feel sad, but like, come on, they're gonna be back. They're not like going to die in a war. You know, they'll be back soon. I will miss them. Don't worry.
Mhm.
I don't know. There was a. Here's the thing. I had trouble emotionally positioning myself with this song. You know,
Mm.
there were like key points. Doug has a weird smile on his face.
I was gonna
I
make
don't-
a joke. I held back.
I don't know what
I
you're
was
gonna say,
I was gonna keep going.
but there were a couple points where like I got taken out of the song because of the lyrics mostly.
Oh.
Because they were making some strange lyrical choices and like references that wasn't super sentimental.
Hmm.
Like for example, someone's part during the second verse. I don't know, man. Like I don't know if the translations will do it justice, but there were a couple points where I was like, why you sound like you're in middle school writing like, one of those like white girl memes that you see on Reddit, like with
What?
like Tumblr text, it's like,
Can you give an
like
example?
she knew kind of memes, like you guys don't know what I'm talking about.
You have to
No.
explain this way better.
Oh man, I'm just saying it was a little, it felt very kind of cringy, a little cheesy, a little
Mm.
corny. Lots of words that begin with C and end with Y. I mean, what can I say, right? That being said, it also reminded me a lot. Immediately, it reminded me of "If You" by Big Bang.
Mm.
And the chorus, well, no, sorry, the guitar melody, the pattern, strumming pattern, it's like dun 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 dun. To me, that was very reminiscent of that song. And then they had a lot of directions and choices in terms of like figuring out which kind of accidentals happen every now and then recurringly. I wasn't a big fan of the accidentals they went with in terms of the out of key flats and sharps. I don't know if you guys know what accidentals are. Normally they're fine, whatever. They're artistic choices. For me here, I don't know. It just led the melody in unexpected directions, but not super enjoyable ones.
So was this song not a winner?
Guys,
Keep going.
I swear,
Leave me. Forget I
Nuna
said.
from the Discord server has ruined you. I swear. Oh my god. She's one of our Discord mods, and she likes puns. Now Doug also enjoys puns very much, a little too much. Here's the thing. I do, but even with that aside, even with those things pulling my attention away, distracting me from whatever, it was very emotional. I was watching the music video, and at one point it flashes back into that one show, Who Is Next. And I can
It
tell
does.
it's Who Is Next because I haven't even seen Who Is Next. I've never seen a single clip of that show. And I was like, that must be when they're debuting. They're in awkward makeup, and they're crying. So clearly they've done something great before debut. So it's that, it gets me going, even though I have
question.
no personal connection with these members,
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you know how we were talking about what was it, Hold, and how the perspective of the lyrics was as if you're in a relationship, but the music video was if like your little sister's in a relationship and you're protective, right? This music video and lyrics also has that type of thing going, where it's the perspective of a breakup, but the music video is about a goodbye, right?
Right.
How do you feel about that going on? Do you think it's okay to do that?
Why
Like
not?
not matched up?
Yeah.
Do you think it's fine if you do that?
Here's the thing. If I mention a frog in my lyrics, am I gonna start doing the frog dance? Like
Okay, but it's like they're trying to do two, like, because this song, if you don't have a music video, you might think it's just a breakup song, right?
Right.
right.
But then I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Here's what I think. The song in itself, the song without the music video, just listening to it on iTunes or Spotify, is a complete experience. It tells a story. It has a narrative. It has a good end. It feels complete. Doesn't rely on anything external to make me enjoy the song. The music video adds another aspect to it.
Right.
Like
I could see it like that.
you could interpret it in different ways. Where I'm like,
Right. Yeah.
I need to, be gone for like 2 years. Bye guys, I'll be back. Um, yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't really have to mirror everything one on one. Like if I start talking about curry in my lyrics, and I'm gonna start doing the curry choreography and like eat curry in the music videos. Like
No, I'm just saying lyrics generally, like, I'm not saying they have to match up perfectly, but I'm saying if you have a breakup song, normally there's a breakup happening on the screen.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
For the
Yeah, I
most
mean-
part, that's true.
here's the thing. I know inner circles, the Winner fandom. I know they went through a lot before this comeback,
Of course.
especially in Korea. Like they went back and forth with like the YG marketing team. They were like, "What are the plans for the comeback? We need a solid plan. What is going on with the corner? How are you guys handling this?" YG is not famous for doing a good job of any of that.
Mhm.
So from a fan perspective, this would mean the world. They were because a couple months ago they were worried out of their minds. They were like, my oppas aren't gonna come back before they are disappear for years, and like now they have a dedicated fan song as a full come. Dude, I would die if Rocket Punch did that. Dude, I would melt. Like I would not be in my chair right now.
So you're saying that the story progression makes more sense if you just listen to the album, not as an individual song. You said it was like a complete picture, the mini album or album.
No, I said the song in itself. I haven't heard
The song in
album.
itself is okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
The song,
well, that's fair.
the song is a complete package. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the last song. So on April 13th, Monday, we had Apink. They phonetically wrote out the Korean, so it's Dumhdurum, but it's actually like, if we want to just say it in English, let's just call it Dumdrum, because that's actually what I think it's supposed to be. But so they are from
Dumdrum.
okay, well they are from Play M. They debuted back in 2011. Their last 3 songs were I'm So Sick, and 5. They have 43 music show wins so far. This song was made by Black Eyed Pilsung and Jungkook, who also wrote their previous last 2 songs, I'm So Sick and Ung. At 11 p.m. Korean Standard Time, Apink scored #1 on real-time charts of Melon, Genie, Bugs, and Soribara. They only need to get Flow in order to get the all kill, but Flow runs on a 24-hour cycle, so they might have got the all kill by the time you are listening to this.
Oh wow.
All right, let's talk about Apink. I think the most interesting thing about Apink, 2 things. Number 1, the longevity. They are, I think, they might be the longest running girl group that is currently active, if not one of the top 3 oldest. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Talk about a strong second arc for their career. Like,
Yes.
they were pure bubblegum until 5, essentially. And then they decided to switch up the song and go with this mature electronic theme, essentially. It took me a lot of time for me to adjust, because obviously when I'm thinking of like, no, if I think that is their peak, I'm thinking pure bubbly ass bubblegum, as sugary as you can get, right? It's essentially what I'm getting at. And for them to switch this one, it took me a long time to come to terms with it. Now I kind of like it. And
Wow.
as a group that is a veteran group, they are still so together. They still love doing what they're doing as a group. You got to commend them on that. First off, for me, I found the music video to be super classy, wonderfully aesthetic. They got a lot of muted tones, a lot of the Louis Vuitton
Gucci.
print. It's Louis Vuitton print as well going on, I think.
Yeah.
They got a lot of that like silky with the floral embellishment patterns going on. That's like a thing now in K-pop.
Yeah.
Starting with like Chungha snapping, it's become a thing lately. Overall, of course, the vocals and the choreo are super classy. There's very few younger groups who could do something like this right now, right? I feel like a lot of the aesthetics and going on is because they're veterans. Now, I don't know how I would personally rank the song against Ung and I'm So Sick, because we're only on day 1 of listening. I kind of like this one, though. I thought that it was really good.
Oh, wow.
Overall, I just thought it was really solid. Is it like my favorite Apink song? No. But I think it's like the veteran great song that they've released. So those are my quick takes on that song. What about you, Anita?
Well, I love this song from the moment the instrumental hit.
Wow.
I really like. So for me, this kind of sound, I've labeled as like a high fashion, expensive. Might hear it at H&M type of vibe.
That's true.
It's very like, I don't know. It just has like a very like nice tempo, but it's not like super fast or super slow. And like you mentioned, it just sounds very classy, like elegant, high fashion, expensive. Um, and I don't know, I feel like everything fits so well. Like the choreo's great. I love the outfits. Very like you mentioned, very like floral prints.
They had a
Like
beautiful
boho type of
palette
vibe.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
The
I love
palette
the
was just great.
train set too.
The water train.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Okay. I see
That's
that.
pretty cool.
I also feel like this song in particular is not necessarily retro-y, but there's some vibes to it that you could say are kind of disco, kind of not. But I was really interested and I listened to the album medley that they have. And sure enough, they included some songs that are very retro. Um, so I don't know. I listened to the whole thing, and it's like, wow, they really sound like veterans. Like this is like solid stuff. Every single song. So I'm definitely interested. I will listen to the full album, because it sounds great. And I don't know. This is like great. Like I feel like it's been a long time since I've been that interested in
Excited.
Apink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pretty high though. Okay, my expectations have been maybe because I'm not into the second arc stuff, right? Which is what we're gonna call. I wasn't like my expectations. Like, all right, let's see what they're gonna do this time, right? And when I first heard the teaser, I was like, oh, they sticking with this mature electronic thing, right? But now that this one came out, I'm like, oh, this was kind of good.
It's really good.
That's literally how it was.
Yeah, it's great. I like this.
Okay. What about you, Warren? What do you think of this song?
I generally agree with you guys. It's a concept only they can do at this point, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not gonna go back and do bubblegum. They're not gonna go back and be like, we're gonna have fun, like they can't, like what Signature did. They can't do that. They can't be like, they can't do those things because they've gone through certain concepts. They're a couple years into their career.
They're all in their late 20s at this point. I don't think they could do that.
I think Woo-young's like only a year older than.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's really young. Yeah. But continue.
But I mean, that being said, they found a really good marketplace. They found something that only they can do, and they do it really well. So props to them. I didn't like Eun. I didn't.
Shame.
Say what you will. I have horrible ears made of poo poo. But I refuse to say I like But I like this one. This is very elegant. It's I generally agree with everything you guys said. It has more of a retro vibe. It has like a little bit of sparkle of retro in it.
Yeah.
Typically when I think of high fashion, I think of like experimental, deep house, minimal house music, bass music. This was more like high fashion in the 90s. They had
I agree.
Yeah, not high fashion now.
It's really solid, and I don't know. We shouldn't talk about them as if they've dropped off anywhere, but this was like good.
No, they dropped off somewhere and they came back. That's how I see it. Yeah, they went away, they died, and they came back. Today is Easter.
What?
Yesterday was Easter.
Sorry, yesterday was Easter.
You're saying that they've risen? They've risen.
They have risen back from the dead.
All right. Well, I wanna segue this into something. We haven't really had any songs like this in a couple weeks. Is this certified spicy?
I would say so. This one's my favorite from the week.
What about you, Warren?
Oh man, I don't want to be the party pooper. You know what? I like it. You know what? Certified spicy.
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
No, we didn't give Ice one a certified spicy.
Okay. I was just gonna say that because if you're not okay, you have both of you listen here. My whistle's gonna come out. Give me a second.
What? No, I liked Ice
Listen here. Listen here. Both of you did not want to give Fiesta certified spicy.
That's a lie. I wanted to.
Okay, well, Warren did not want to give. I'm just so outraged at the situation.
You know what? My standard from now on will be if the song is at the same level of that song or worse, I will not give it a certified spicy.
You have to basically have to gauge songs versus Fiesta, right? Like songs that are spicy have to be better than Fiesta, sir.
You know what? I don't like this better than Fiesta, so I will not give it a certified spicy.
Sorry. Just
You're
edit to that.
okay.
I'm
Don't
gonna
worry.
move on to the last part. So there was one other song that I want to talk about this week for like 3 sentences. There is a singer named Davida. She released Avida. She is recently signed to AOMG. Boy, this song is a 12 out of 10, I think.
Retro.
It is
I
so
like
good.
that.
So go check out
It's
Davida
good.
Avida. Amazing. All right, lastly, well, we got 2 things. First one, a quick rewind. So it's a segment where the crew will go back and see if their views have changed on any of the recent releases as promotions are wrapping up. So 3 weeks ago on episode 79, we reviewed Sejong's Plant. Did anyone change their opinions? I kind of said that I didn't think it was a song I was going to listen to a lot after it. I have not. I've listened to it maybe 1 time since. That's just my opinion on that. What about you guys?
I had my mom listen to it because my mom's a Kim Sejong fan. And she and her first reaction is, why is an idol coming back with a ballad? Everyone's gonna forget.
Ooh.
And because I knew today we're gonna cover this song, I talked with her in the morning while we were eating breakfast. And I was like, you remember Kim Sejong's new song? And my mom was like, she came back? I was like,
Oh.
oh wow. So I don't think my opinion has changed either. I'm sorry.
What about you, Anita?
I liked the song, and
We all like the song.
I still like it. I mean, like I said, it's not something that I would hear constantly. Like I wouldn't say it's like my favorite thing she's released. Because I like I mentioned in the episode, I think I like Sejong in more upbeat stuff. Like I think her vocals shine through a lot there too. But I don't know. I still view the song very positively.
Have you listened to
Okay.
this a lot since then?
Not a lot, no.
Okay,
I listened to
that's
it
fair.
a couple of times,
That's
but
fair.
not on constant repeat. No.
All right, but speaking of rewind, so Doug's K-pop oldie of the week is U-Kiss Neverland.
Oh,
Oh.
that's
Go
a-
listen,
that's
go check
throwback.
out U-Kiss. They're one of those groups that had like a lot of potential building that just never really turned into anything. Yeah, a little bit sad,
Yeah.
but go check out U-Kiss's Neverland. I forgot the other one.
Mama
Mama honey. Hey.
Go check that one out too. U-Kiss had
Mama honey.
talk about point choreography. They had some like fuego songs back in the day. So go check out U-Kiss. And finally,
Oh, I'm dizzy
Anita,
now.
hit us with them show winners.
All right. So on Tuesday on the show, there was no broadcast or winner. Don't know why, but
Oh no, it's because of
Moving
the
on.
situation with Yehua and Corona and Shihyun being one of the hosts.
That's
why they didn't have a broadcast.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, on the following day, on Wednesday, on Show Champion, Kang Daniel won again for 2U, and once again on Thursday on M Countdown, he had another win, so he's up to 5 wins in total for this promotion period. Yep, and then later in the week on Friday on Music Bank, Suho's Let's Love had his first win, so it's his first win as a solo artist. And he continued to get his second and third wins on Saturday on Show Music Core and Sunday on Inkigayo.
Yo,
Yes, congrats.
the solo
Wow.
fandoms, well, EXO fandom strong for Suho,
Oh,
Kang Daniel
yeah.
fandom strong in general, right?
Yes.
But we are now at the end of part 1 of Soju Talk episode 82. I had it written wrong. If you are listening to the audio version, sit tight. And if you are on YouTube, head over to the episode 82 part 2 video. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.